All right, what's going on, you guys? This is Chris, aka Thrift PCQ, and I want to thank you for being here today. This is my Saving Money in Canada series, where I'm going to be discussing more about how you can save money shipping within Canada. And my guest today is Juhee from Chit Chats. Juhee, how are you today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, Chris.
No, I appreciate you being here and taking the time to do this interview. I guess one thing we can start off with is if you can just introduce yourself as well as what you do in Chit Chats.
Yeah, sure. So I'm the communications manager with Chit Chat, and right now we have over 30 locations across Canada. The business has been growing since its humble roots, so we're really excited that we're here helping Canadians help pursue the dreams. That's really our mission.
That's great. So, I mean, yeah, this goal for my like this interview as well as my series is to make sure there's like brand awareness of, and there's just in general awareness of uh, companies like Chit Chats to allow Canadians to save money on shipping because I know it's such a hassle. Like shipping myself, being selling on eBay and Amazon, it's definitely a huge problem when it comes to the cost of shipping things, especially in the U.S. So this is definitely one of the things that I feel that it's been most beneficial for me. So just with that said, like just with Chit Chats, why was Chit Chats created?
So the history of Chit Chat is it's a really great story. Our founder, Derek Nolan, he was a seller on eBay and he sold books. So he had a bookstore called Chit Chats, which is why we're called Chit Chats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he started selling his books and he realized the cost of shipping was so high in Canada. And he decided, you know what, I'm going to drive across the border and drop them off at USPS. He saw how much he could save by doing that. And then before you know it, his friends, other sellers was like, hey, can you take my books? Can you take my stuff? And his green station wagon was full. And then he realized he was onto something.
Ah.
That's kind of where the history of Chit Chats came to be. And, it's really grown to be where it is today.
That's awesome. Like do you know how roughly how long ago it was? Or
Yeah, we started doing that in the late 90s. And then Chit Chats was like born and established in 2001.
yeah.
And then I think Markham was our first branch that we opened up. And now we have over 30 locations. So it's pretty amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah. No, that's great to hear. I mean, I'm glad it's where it is now, so that's amazing. So other things too, I guess, is within Chit Chats. I mean, other than sending things to the US, what other services does Chit Chats provide to customers?
Yeah, so we want to help Canadians, live their dreams and pursue their dreams. And by doing that, we know that a lot of people have a side hustle, they're selling things, and it makes it really difficult to be competitive being in Canada compared to national couriers and carriers. So we are providing alternatives to Canadians to help them lower those costs. And we offer shipping solutions for not only shipping to the US, but within Canada as well and internationally. So we have services that can expand your customer market base, have a global outreach. Some of our clients, had very humble beginnings where I love this story. One client, I think, was selling off Amazon and it was like a 2-person business. They were just on their side time in their garage. And the latest I heard from them, they have, actually have a physical location for their business. They have over 11 employees. They're shipping worldwide. So it's really those stories that help us really move towards where we want to be helping Canadians.
That's great. No, I love hearing that. And also too, I guess when I notice when I do go into a Chit Chats location, because I usually go to around 2 or 3 different locations every now and then, that depending on where I'm at. But it's pretty cool that you have several within I guess the Ontario area, which is definitely beneficial.
Yeah,
but
we have 4 branches there.
Okay, that's great. So I also noticed too when you go inside, there are actual stations for people to work in as well.
So basically the way Chit Chat operates in terms of the locations, we have branches and drop spots. All our branches are filled with terminals, like computers, and label printers and scales to weigh the packages and some tape measurements. So branch is like fully owned and operated by Chit Chats. There's staff on site to answer your questions, to help you get, sort out some shipping options or figure out what you need. Otherwise, our drop spots are trusted third-party vendors who we've partnered with, and those are more of where your clients can drop off their packages, and they have to be pre-labeled and ready to go. But it just helps for those areas where we don't actually have a branch to give access to clients and others to use our services.
I see. Okay. And also, you provide some supplies too, like you sell supplies as well at your locations, at
Yeah,
some of them.
we have some generic shipping supplies available.
Yeah.
So it really depends on location and availability. But if you go to our website, chitchats.com, and you look under the supplies page, you can find further in details as to where you can find what you need.
Okay. So, just everyone that's looking into Chit Chats as well, if you go to their website, it's very easy to sign up for an account. I just created a video of how you can create your own account on Chit Chats, so it's fairly easy. I'll leave a link to that video as well in the description, so you can create it, and it's absolutely free, correct?
There's
Just to
no
create it.
sign-up fees.
Yeah.
There's no label fees. You just create a free account and you log in, create a shipment, print the label, pay for it, off you go. And everything is done kind of online, so you physically don't have to go to a branch unless you're just dropping off. And we even have some great options for people who, we know the holidays are really busy, you're doing a million things. We offer a
Right.
pickup service that will actually get packages picked up directly from your location. And a lot of people get scared about this option because they think, oh my goodness, I'm paying for shipping and then I got to pay for a pickup. But we partnered with Campar to offer these really amazing rates that are on average 44% cheaper. So when I have some clients who live really far off, like I had a client in Alexandria, Ontario, and they're unable to actually drive to Pickering or Toronto. It's just not feasible. So
Right.
they use our service, they'll schedule the pickup, and on average, because they have like a good volume, and even that's like about 15 orders for them, it only adds about an average like 60 cents to $1 to each order. So on top of the additional savings, it's not that much, and it's still a really viable option. Obviously, you got to do a few number crunching and see like your volume of sales, but it is a feasible option. That's a really great way that you can still save if you can't physically get to a location.
I see. Yeah, I might actually look into it more because I mean, there are times where I just don't have the time to get out of the house sometimes because
Totally.
I'm busy like packing all my items that it ends up taking maybe 3-4 hours just to do. So I'll definitely look into that more when it comes to getting things picked up. So that's a great option to have.
Yeah.
So I guess to the uh, just to that as well, I wanted to ask when it comes to the benefits of like a company like a Chit Chats, what would you say has been a very beneficial thing to have a company like Chit Chats in Canada uh, for customers out there?
Well, the main thing that I see, the reason why Thrift exists is it offers Canadians an alternative. Being in Canada, we know like the land mass is super massive. So even shipping within Canada can be tricky. It obviously started for shipping to the US because we're able to offer you up to like 74% savings. But even within Canada, we're doing a lot to help our clients, get a really competitive rate. And ultimately, the goal is to offer Canadians an option to lower their costs and grow their business. We've heard so many amazing stories from our clients where it's so wonderful to hear that we're actually helping, someone who might have started off doing this on the side and now it's become their full business. So hearing those stories is really what inspires us and continues us to, continually improve and offer the services that really help our clients. That's ultimately why we exist.
That's awesome. I love hearing that, and it's great that I mean there's so much love for that type of thing, so that we can know that we can easily and comfortably go to a company like Chit Chats to make sure that we're going to be taken care of. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I guess with that said too, uh, when there's a lot of places I know that uh, within Canada that are definitely uh, places where we feel that it will be helpful for like a company like Chit Chats to be in. So where exactly do you know are the different drop spots and locations currently within Canada?
Yeah, so we have locations in British Columbia. We have 4 branches, and we have two drop spots. Sorry.
Mhm.
So in our branches are Vancouver, Richmond, Surrey, and Burnaby. We recently just transformed into a pop-up branch. We're testing out this model to see if it was a drop spot. We transitioned to a pop-up. We want to see if like there's traction there, and then we might make it into an actual branch. And we have 2 drop spots, one on Main Street, kind of like downtownish, and then one in North Vancouver. We opened in Calgary last year, which was amazing. I was there to help our branch manager there launch the store, the branch, and now we have 2 drop spots in Edmonton, which is really great. So it gives them access up there. We don't have any locations in the in-between provinces there, but we're working towards offering more locations. And Ontario obviously is the biggest beast. There's 4 branches there: Pickering, Toronto, Mississauga, and Markham. And we have 2 drop spots in Burlington and Vaughan. And then in the Atlantic region, we kind of work on a drop spot model there because it's a bit smaller and it's a bit more further from each areas. But we have over 7 drop spots in the Halifax regional area.
Wow.
And we also partnered with Maritime Bus to offer clients in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI access to our services by utilizing Maritime Bus to get the packages to Dartmouth in Nova Scotia. And then in Quebec, we have 1 Montreal branch and then 4 drop spots there. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
I guess that's one of the main things that really appeals to me, like with the company like Chit Chats. I mean, you've been able to like establish your processes to understand that there are like to be able to create multiple locations has just been such an amazing, like I would say it's such a huge game changer for this type of company to be able to be that available to Canadians around the whole country.
Totally.
So yeah.
We just launched a drop spot in Ottawa because that was like, we heard so many people saying, come to the nation's capital. We want to see a Chit Chats there. And it took a while to get it, but we launched there just about, I think Halloween was when we opened up.
Right.
So we definitely take feedback seriously. You can always let us know. We hear, come to Hamilton, come to, my place.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to, be able to reach all the people that we can. And, there are logistic things that we have to work through, but we're
for sure. Yeah.
We hear you guys, and we're working on it because we know that it's really useful service for everyone.
Yeah. And one thing I like about your site too is that you always keep us up to date with things, whether it's like holidays or even like potential like new locations like that. You always let us know that these things are in the works or potentially something that could be like there already, or just events that happen too. So I appreciate that you always keep the customer in the loop of what things happening.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, we love hearing the feedback. So it's nice to know that, you guys appreciate that, so we always say, if you guys ever want to share feedback, if you're looking for feature requests, if you're unclear about something, our support team is always there to help. They're just a short email away.
Awesome. And also when you log into your account, when are there ways that we can also contact you if we need help along the way, like if we're at home and we're stuck or something? Like what are ways we can contact you or to get help with navigating around?
Yeah, so typically there's like a contact button in the top menu bar, but there's also a little help icon usually located on the bottom of the page when you're viewing it on a phone or on your computer. If you click on that, it will then take you to this other page where you can ask a question. It is sent by email, so it's not like a live chat environment.
Okay.
Usually our support team, they're working feverishly to get through the high volume of requests. As you know, the holiday season with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then Christmas up, it gets really intense. A lot of people are asking questions and needing help, but our support team is working really well, answering as many as they can and getting to the questions as fast as possible. We do have our 1-800 number. Typically with phone calls, it's it's a tough one because depending on the time of day, if they're calling at peak, it can be that no one answers just because like the staff are on the floor, someone else is on the phone. Sometimes a question can take 2 minutes, an hour, you know. So we appreciate everyone's patience during this crazy time. But our support team is probably the best way to contact us. We know sometimes things are time sensitive, so it can be difficult. But if they click on one of those buttons, send the message through, they'll receive a response.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. And I think I've used the chat, or sorry, the email feature probably about a couple of times, but I think I got a reply back probably within the hour. So they've been pretty prompt with me whenever I try to contact them.
And we also say, like, we have built a support library that has a lot of information. And sometimes I know you want to get on the phone and get the answer right away. I'm the same way sometimes.
Yeah.
We have our support, which is also located on the Chit Chats website if you click on support. And that's our kind of our resource and your way to find what you need. We have like detailed instructions on to use some of our services, explanations on some of the things that maybe you're not clear about. And it's all available at your fingertips. So that's another really great resource.
Awesome. And also, I guess for everyone that's going to be watching this interview, I'm going to leave. First off, I'm going to leave the link to the Chit Chats website in the description. So again, if you don't have an account right now, highly recommend creating one. If you are one of the locations that they are in, I would highly recommend using them. I'm as one person that is using them regularly, I can attest for that. And also, what I'll do is, if you have any questions regarding the interview, or if you have anything to say about like regarding Chit Chats, please leave a comment below. And what I can do is, I guess I can try to maybe contact you or someone from Chit Chats directly, I guess, if there are any questions in the future.
Yeah, you can send them along my way and I'd be happy to answer them. So no problem.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Thank you. So I guess with that said, that's we're gonna wrap this up. And again, Juhee, I appreciate you so much for taking the time to be here for this interview. It really means a lot to me, and I'm sure it means a lot to the Canadians out there as well. Just being able to be aware of a company such as Chit Chats. Is there anything I guess you'd like to end off with, or just to give out some words of wisdom to the Canadians out there?
Yeah, I mean, we're always here to help. Our support team's available. We love hearing feedback. We really, really appreciate it, and we take it seriously. Our clients, we are so thankful for all of you. You know, we wouldn't be where we are without any one of you. So we're really thankful and humble for that. And we're really excited to, you know, this year's coming to a close. So it's been a crazy ride. So many things have happened, and we're really looking forward to the next year to see what else we can bring to the table. So, yeah.
All right. So again, thank you again, Juhee. Appreciate it. Again, link is in the description, guys. Go ahead and create an account if you haven't. And you know what? I'll also leave my referral link as well, just so that you guys are aware of what's going on. And if you need to create it, I think that would be a lot easier for you too. So. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, so that you can continue seeing this series that I'm creating with saving money in Canada. And again, this is Thrift PCQ signing out. Have a great night, guys.